welcome to Rishi Tarot. Today's reading is going to be a little different. Usually I channel Rishi, but today I will be channeling Saraswati for this reading. The reason I'm doing this is that today's reading is a little more fun. It's a little more lighthearted. And I feel like it's not really in alignment with Rishi's domain of advice. So today I will be channeling Saraswati. She's the Hindu goddess of knowledge, music, art, speech, wisdom. And she's also the consort of Brahma. All right, and so we have Saraswati today, and we will be asking the question of what is it about me that is attractive to my gender preference, right? So I'm trying to keep this gender neutral. If you're into men, if you're into women, it doesn't really matter. What the reading is about today is what is it about you that makes you desirable, right? What is your attractive quality towards your gender preference, right? Okay, so once again, we have 4 piles for today. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4, all right? So if you have not selected your pile, you may pause the video. And if you already have, please go to the timestamp in the description box down below and click on the timestamp for your selected pile. All right, once again, this is a general reading, so take only what your intuition validates. All right, let's begin. Hi, my pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be asking what makes you attractive to men or women. So my pile 1, I see that you're someone who is truly looking for their soulmate. Okay, you're someone who really believes in looking for their divine counterpart. I feel like there are many terms for this in this day and age. Some of you call it twin flames, some soulmates, and of course there are differences. But I feel like my pile 1, the most distinguishing trait about you, which makes you very attractive to, men, if you're into men, women, if you're into women, is that you're someone who is very devoted to the one and only. It's like not only are you looking for your divine counterpart, you are absolutely committed to them. Okay, and it's like you're someone who, when you fall in love, my pile 1, you go all in. Okay, I feel like people people date differently. Like we have different styles when it comes to dating. There are people who are okay to date casually, and there are people who are just very dead set on just finding that one special true love. And I feel like pile 1, you belong in that category. Okay, it's like you know deep down that you're not in it just for fun. It's like you may see your friends sort of dating around, trying out meeting someone on Tinder and going out on coffee dates or dinner dates, but you're like, you'll try that maybe, but it's like you don't date casually, okay? You have, deep down in your heart that the next person you're going to meet is going to be your soulmate, because you don't want to waste your time, okay? It's like you are... It's like you don't see the point in casually meeting people, dating around, casual dating. You just want that true connection, that deep connection, all right? And I feel like that makes you very attractive to the other, be it men or women, that you're into. It makes you very desirable, okay? Because it shows that you're someone that is no nonsense. All right, you're like, don't waste my time. I'm only in it if you're true to you, if you're true to me. All right, and similarly, you will be true to the other party too. I feel like my Paul one, you're someone who's very caring. Okay, you're someone who just embodies the feminine qualities. It's almost very comforting to be with you. So I feel like the other, be it men or women, like people are drawn to you because you make them feel very comfortable. All right. It's like you are like lavender. You're like lavender because people relax around you. They feel safe with you. And I feel that because you're someone who is so devoted to like the true cause, you're very accepting of people at the same time, right? And I feel like you have this greater awareness, so you're very accepting, and you're vibrating on a very soothing frequency. All right, like I said, you're like lavender. All right, I don't mean they fall asleep when they're around you. I mean you put them at ease. Okay, so be it men or women, I don't want to be gender specific here because my channel is open to all kinds, gender neutral. But I feel like you put people at ease, okay? My Paul one, and I think that is a very attractive trait you have, because when people go on dates and when they're just meeting someone new, like even if you're like meant to be together and there's like an immediate attraction, there's still this level of uncertainty, right? A little bit of it, right? Obviously it varies, right? But there's still a little bit of that. But it's like you have this ability to sort of put them at ease, right? To disarm them. And I feel like people can be themselves, when they're around you. And because of that, I feel like it heightens your attractiveness, all right? So the other thing I'm seeing, my Paul one, is that you're someone who really believes in the bigger destiny of things, It's like you have this mysterious aura around you where, and it's like at the same time, you're very centered, right? So it's like you're connected, but you're also grounded, all right? And I think you have this unwavering faith inside of you that things are going to work out. It's like people have their own different kinds of faith, right? But it's like you're spiritual, and then you have this unwavering faith inside of you that your destiny is or fate is going to take you somewhere, and it's going to be good. And I feel like this is another reason why people feel at ease with you, because you kind of go with the flow. It's like you have faith that things will work out, and you don't really push your agenda, and you're kind of like a ray of sunshine, when things are not really working out well and they need someone to seek comfort in. It's like they will come to you in a way, because it's like you see the silver lining when there's a storm. All right, so I feel like my Paul one, you're very intuitive. Okay, I was gonna get to your guidance earlier, but I'm gonna say that one of your guidance is that you're getting more and more intuitive. All right, some of you might be having certain practices, be it meditation or whatever holistic practice you might be doing. but the guidance I'm getting is that you're getting more and more intuitive, okay? So you're very in touch with yourself. You're very in touch with the natural world. You're very in touch with the world at large. And this brings about, it's almost like you're a shining beacon when things get rough, okay, because of your unwavering faith. So this is very attractive about you because there's this level of confidence, right? So I said faith earlier, but I feel like it also translates to confidence. Because you have to be confident in order to have faith in how things might work out, right? So the other thing I see here that makes my Power 1 really attractive is that, okay, you guys are really, really patient. You guys don't mind waiting. You know, our dating culture might vary. You know, in the past, you might be like, I don't know, dating for a couple of months before you hook up, or maybe hooking up isn't even in the picture. But I feel like my Power 1, you're not being defined by cultural norms. You know, it's not an issue of, oh, how many dates do I hook up with this person? But it's like you're someone who takes things pretty slowly. You're patient. Because like I said earlier, you're determined on finding your true love. Okay? This is your unwavering agenda, okay? Your true love, your soulmate, whom you're destined to be with, your forever partner, okay? So my Power 1, because you are looking for your forever partner, you are patient, okay? So you don't take things at first sight. Like, you may be open to, say, going on a coffee date, you know, but you're someone who takes it pretty slowly. And I feel like because you don't rush things, like, that makes you attractive, all right? It's like a reverse psychology here, because when you try too hard, it's when the other party gets a little freaked out, all right? Like, so because of your, it appears as aloofness, you know? Like, you might appear as a little standoffish, but that's actually a good thing, all right? So even though that's not your intention, to appear aloof, to take things slowly, it is actually attractive, okay? So on one hand, it's patience on your side, but because, you know, in this dating game, people are, you know, the other party is always kind of eager to get their hands on you. Because of that, this little tug of war here, this little push-pull here, it actually heightens your desirability. Okay, my Power 1? So yes, you also have the Two of Cups here, and as I mentioned earlier, you are definitely looking for your true love, and I feel like my Power 1, you are meant to find your true love, your forever partner in this lifetime. Okay, you have the Two of Cups, and you have falling in love. And I feel like my Power 1, you are definitely meant to meet your forever partner. You might already be with your forever partner, and I feel like you're someone who's deeply aware, okay? Like I said earlier, you are a very intuitive person, okay, my Power 1, and your intuition is just growing, and it keeps on growing. So I feel like you, if you haven't met your forever partner yet, my Power 1, you are going to meet your forever partner, all right? That's the sense I'm getting here, because you also have Six of Wands, which is the card of victory, all right next to the Two of Cups. And I feel like my Power 1, you are patiently waiting for your soulmate, all right? Your twin flame, your forever partner, however you want to label it, all right? You are looking for your true love, and I feel like you are going to meet him or her. And if you have yet to meet them, you are going to meet them. You are going to meet them because, like I said, you have the Two of Cups right next to the Six of Wands here, all right? So if you have not already met them, you will meet them, all right? My Power 1, I'm very excited for you. Okay, so there are a couple of things, my Power 1. So you will meet your true love, you will meet your forever partner, and I'm getting this guidance that you are going to listen to your intuition. All right, you're going to listen to your guts because your brain's going to go, is he the one? Because you can't help it. The brain is logical, right? The brain is like duality. So you're going to say yes, no, yes, no. So I urge you, my Pal 1, to listen to your intuition because your intuition is going to tell you whether he's the right one or not. And I feel like you are already attracting your soulmate, forever partner, however you want to label it, towards you. All right. So my Pal 1, if you have not already met your forever partner, you are going to meet him or her because you are currently drawing them towards you. It is in your destiny. All right. It is in your destiny, my Pal 1, to meet your forever partner. And the very, okay, so this is very interesting. You also have this oracle card here, that says an alien emerges. So I feel like my Pal 1, your forever partner, might be someone who's from a very different background. Okay, he or she might be from a different country, from a different cultural background, racial background, whatever it is. Your significant other will be rather different from you. All right, so be open to meeting foreigners. Be open to meeting people from other countries. Or a different cultural background, because I'm getting this sense that this person who's your forever partner might be very different from you. So when I say different, yes, being from a different country is, considered different, but there are other, other factors too. They might be going to a very different kind of school. They might have a very different kind of job from you. They might have very different interests. So I would say, my Pal 1, you need to be very open to external checkboxes. All right, so you know how there's a typical checkbox like job, country, languages, etc., etc. I feel like, my Pal 1, you have to ignore some of these external checkboxes or limiting factors and really, really listen to your heart. Okay, because I feel like your forever partner is going to come from a very different background from you. All right, so for my Pal 1 singles out there, I am so happy and excited for you. You are going to meet your significant other, your future, forever partner. So be patient because, victory is yours. You are going to meet them. All right. So pay attention to your instincts. All right. Pay attention to your, your intuition, because it's going to serve you well. All right. You're very connected, my Pal 1. And I feel like I said earlier, I feel like this future partner of yours is going to have a very different background. He or she may not necessarily be like a foreigner from a different country, but that may be the case, right? But he or she will have a very different background, all right, from you. So don't let the so-called societal conditioning hold you back. Listen to your heart, and I feel like you already listened to your heart, okay, my Pal 1? So, all right, that is all I have for my Pal 1. Very excited to start this reading on such great note. So, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you. Hi, my Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So, my Pal 2, I feel like right off the bat, your attractiveness is like sky high. So, all right, what makes you attractive? All right, so a couple of things here. I feel like, number one, you are a very mysterious person. It's like you have this level of mystery around you, and I feel like that's because you're kind of like a lone wolf, okay? You have this air of so I wouldn't necessarily call it unapproachability, but you have this air of mystique around you, and it really intrigues the other party. Okay, and I don't. I don't feel like this is deliberate. I feel like you're just someone who is very careful with who you reveal yourself to. It's like, if we are compared to like books, you have a lot of story. All right, it's like you've been through a lot. All right, my pal too, and you're not someone who's just an open book, right? And so you have, and because of this, because of what you've been through, the transformation that you have gone through, and how you've established yourself, and how deeply you have lived life, that you're like this like 800-page novel. Okay, so you're not an open book, and because of this, you give off this aura that is mysterious. All right, mysterious, and it's like you don't reveal everything in one go. You don't feel a need to as well. So because of that, it actually heightens your attractiveness. There's a lot of reverse psychology in this dating game, and this, what we constitute as attractive. So because of your own storyline, right? And how you feel like you want to connect with people very deeply. And as a result, you're not an open book, okay? So yes, you give off this aura that you are mysterious. And I feel like for some of you, you give off this vibe where, I won't call it cold, but it's more like you're an angel of the midnight, okay? You're an angel of the twilight, all right? So you might like to wear really gothic stuff, or, black might be your primary color in your wardrobe, so where there's like a lot of eyeliner, a lot of, dark eyeshadows. So I feel like that is just your style, okay? And it's very attractive. So definitely embrace that. Okay, the other thing, my pal, too, I see here is that you're someone who is very bold. Okay, you dare to be yourself. You are someone who is outspoken, and you don't hold back. All right, you're definitely courageous, and you're bold, and you give it your all. Okay, I feel like that you're a very passionate person, right? But it's like a very controlled kind of passion, where it's like very channeled. Okay, so you're very brave and you're outspoken, and I feel like there's this feisty energy, right? So I see like, as you're mysterious, but I also see fire. Okay, it's like you're kind of feisty, you're a little spicy, and you don't quite get held back when you have a witty remark, right? Like for some girls or men, I don't want to be gender specific here, but for some people where they might be a little more demure and they might be a little more conservative, you're like the opposite of that, right? You're just like salt, pepper, and spice. Huh? So I feel like the other party finds this very attractive. Okay, this is a very attractive attribute you have here. The other thing I see, my pal, too, is that you're kind of a free spirit. All right, you're someone who, you kind of let the wind takes you wherever it goes, right? So you don't have a specific like 5-year plan, like I'm gonna do this. You're able to go with the flow. So it's this very interesting combination here, right? So very intense personality, deep, and you like to go with the flow as well. So it's kind of like a paradox, but that is what makes you so interesting, right? I also feel like you're kind of quirky, and that's cool, right? So you may be into, you may have a very different fashion sense from the norm, and so that makes you a little quirky, and you know, you have that wit as well. Like I said, you're bold, right? So you dare to say, you dare to speak your mind, and I feel like that is what makes you very attractive. Okay, a little eccentric, you know, a little out there, but that's very interesting. Okay, so the other thing I see that makes you really attractive to the other party is that you're someone who's very independent, okay? By pile 2, you're someone who have, you know, I would say that for the majority of my pile 2, you have kind of established yourself in your career, okay? You have some level of financial independence and you earn it, okay? So you're very stable in what you have, like, materially, you know, in your career. So you have you're not reliant, okay? You're not reliant on the other party. You're very much self-sufficient, okay? So you're very self-sufficient, very independent spirit. The other thing I see here in my pile 2 is that you're very passionate, okay? You're someone who is very intense. So it's like whomever gets into a relationship with you is going to be incredibly intense for them, okay? Because you're someone who lives life deeply, all right? You are very aware and you live life to the fullest, but also very deeply. It's like if life, how we live our life is akin to how we breathe, right? If you can make that parallel, you're someone who takes very deep breaths, all right? You're not a shallow breather, all right? So, like I said, if it's a parallel, right, I see that you're someone who breathes in life very deeply. All right. So it's not like I don't think you take casual encounters very lightly. I feel like you're someone who wants to connect on a very deep level, and this makes you incredibly magnetic. All right, because you. I feel like you're also someone who's been through a lot in life. Like when I say a lot, I don't mean they necessarily have to be challenging, but you have been through a fair bit of both ups and downs, all right? So it's like, not only is it ups and downs, it's like you have managed to transform yourself. I feel like that is the key thing here. I feel like my pal too, you have lived different lives almost. Like in this lifetime alone, you have gone through several pretty incredible transformation that normal people wouldn't really have gone through. It's like your life experiences and your stories so far, you have gone through a fair bit. Like I said earlier at the start of your reading, you're like an 800-page novel, right? So you've been through a fair bit and you have managed to transform yourself. And every time you do that, you get closer to your deep essence, right? So I feel like because you live life so fully, and not just fully in like magnitude, but also deeply, it makes you very special, right? So you definitely stand out, and and it makes you very attractive, clearly. So the other thing I'm getting here, my pal too, is that you're a bit of an introvert, all right? You're a bit of an introvert, and you're kind of like I said earlier, you have this mysterious vibe about you. So you're someone who doesn't take the first step, okay? I see my pal too that you're the kind of person whom you want the other party to make the first move, or even several first move before you even consider the other party, because you know your worth, right? You know your worth in terms of looks, in terms of where you've been. So you have a pretty high standard also, okay? And so I feel like you're someone whom waits around for the other party, interested party, to take the first step or even couple of steps before you even say yes to a date. All right, or you may say yes to a date, but you won't be into it, right? You would make the other party try a couple of times, right, to prove their worth to you, right? So you play hard to get, all right, my pal too, and I feel like that actually heightens your attractiveness. So yeah, there's a lot of reverse psychology in this game of human attraction. So one thing though, my pal too, I feel like, okay, so you are clearly, a very deep person. All right, you've been through a lot in life, and you score highly. All right, in the sort of attractiveness ranking. I do, however, see that you may soon undergo a mental makeover of sorts, okay? You might meet someone, or you might have an encounter with somebody in a romantic situation where a situation will arise, and it will probably be challenging, or depending on how you handle it, and it will shift your thinking on romantic relationships, okay? So I feel like you're a little carefree, and I don't see that you're someone who is super committed at the moment. Like, you may want to be committed, but deep down, there is this level of, I don't know if I want to be tied down, all right? So that's what I'm getting from my pal 2 here. But I feel like you will encounter a situation that's soon to come, all right, in the near future, where this commitment level of yours will be challenged, okay? I feel that my pal 2, you will have this makeover, like a renovation of sorts of how you view relationships, all right? And I do feel like it's an issue surrounding commitment. Because I see here that you're very independent, that pretty much your story so far it's very much centered around you, all right? And obviously you've had partners in the past, but I feel like you're soon going to have this shift, and this shift is with regards to commitment. So this is a general reading, and I don't want to go into specifics here. But I get the sense that my pal 2, you will soon undergo this shift in how you view commitment, and it will be very different from how you are in the past. So if you are more on a non-committed side, which I feel is the case for the majority of my pal 2, I'm getting the sense that my pal 2 are mostly very non-committal. I feel like you will soon change your thinking. And this is a good thing. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not making a stance on commitment, all right? I'm not making a stance on commitment. I'm just saying you will soon go through a transition, and it will be different from how you used to view commitment, okay? So my pal 2, that's all I have for you. Very attractive pal, very mysterious, and very attractive. All right, so my pal 2, that's all I have for you. If you like this reading, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Hi, my pal 3. Welcome to your reading. So my pal 3, all right, you are someone who is incredibly loyal. All right, and you have this ability to patiently wait for someone whom you truly like or truly love. I feel that my pal 3, you might have a tendency in the past to go after men who are so-called deemed unavailable. when I say unavailable, I mean they may not be available emotionally, or they might not be able to commit to you for whatever reason. However, that being said, I feel like what makes you attractive, though, is that you continue to pine for them, right? And long for them, despite that. So it's like your loyalty, your devotion as an expression of love and desire towards them is what makes you very attractive to them. Okay, so like I said, there's this tendency to go after unavailable men. However, there's still this level of attraction that they have towards you, all right? Because it's a two-way street, right? So what I see here is that your level of commitment to them, like despite however long the situation might have dragged itself out, you still care for them. You still like them very much. And, I see that even though you may not be in like communication with them, like you may not be in contact, or you may not see each other very often, or say you're in contact but it's very sparse. I see that you have this almost non-verbal way of communicating with them. It's like you have this energetic aura that it's like telepathy, right? So it's like you might be connected to them on a different wavelength. So whatever emotions you're feeling, like they may feel it too. So like you have this non-tangible connection with some of your lovers in the past, or some of your lovers presently, right? So this ability for sort of like reading their minds, or sort of like non-tangible communication, is sort of like holding that attraction between you and your past lovers. I do see that, my pile 3, that you're not someone who you don't give up easily, all right? You're someone who waits rather patiently, all right? So it may be that the situation with your exes, or with some of the men that you're into, are there's a couple of hurdles, right? So maybe that they are overseas, or they have other commitments. But whatever the case is, I see that you're kind of unrelenting, right? So you're committed to them in your heart, and I feel like that level of devotion, it's like you give your heart to them. Like that level of devotion is what makes you very attractive to them. It's like you give your all. And I feel like even for some of your past lovers, like your exes, I feel like there's still a part in your heart. There's like this little treasure chest in your heart space where there's still like little memories of them that is in there. Because you're very sentimental, all right? So what I'm getting is that you still hold little pieces of memories of them in your heart space, all right? And I feel like this level of sentimentality is what still makes you very attractive to them. Because while some people might be like, oh, whatever, it's in the past, I don't give 2 cents about what they're doing now or who they're with, because of how dear you hold these memories in your heart space, I feel like you're someone whom your ex-lovers, you might be someone whom they still ring up, all right? Or if they don't like physically call you up or reach out to you, you might be someone who is constantly in your headspace, all right? Because we do have the card of telepathy here, So I do feel like you do appear in their thoughts and maybe in their dreams, and I feel like, a lot of that is also, it's not just with your devotion now, but also perhaps you're devoted your devoted nature, right? So I feel like my pile 3, you're someone who is incredibly giving. Okay, you're someone who overextends him or herself in order to help the other person. Okay, so it's like you take care of the emotions, you take care of many things, right? In the relationship, it's like there are many factors in a relationship, and you're like this octopus who have your tentacles in every aspect. It's like you try to take care of everything, and it's this very giving, very selfless, right? Very selfless nature in you that really attracts them, right? I feel like sometimes, like, you know, if you're a woman, if you're a woman here listening to this reading, I feel like there are still certain stereotypical views of how gender should be, you know. So, you know, if it's a man that is in question here, I feel like they may be kind of traditional, and you're kind of traditional too in your thinking, where it's like, oh, you know, I need to be the one who is the giver, right? So I feel like you might have a more and there's nothing wrong with traditions, all right? To each her or his own. So I feel like it's because of that mindset where you're very giving, all right? You're very selfless, and that is what draws them towards you, all right? Or what makes you attractive. So I see my pile 3 that you've been through a fair bit in life, all right? You know, you may not have had the best sort of like romantic outcomes in the past. However, whatever that occurred, whatever challenges that you have gone through, it has made you a stronger person. All right? It's like you might have all these things in the past, like skeletons in the closet, but these skeletons are out in the open now, and they're actually honing, you know, your inner skill. It's like through these difficult experiences, and some of those experiences are romantic situations, like however challenging those situations are, it's like you have always rose above it. It's like your heart was like, it may be scarred, but it was never broken. Okay, so you have this ability to rise above a lot of the challenges that life has thrown at you. All right, and I feel like my pile 3, the reason you are going through all these challenges in the past, or if you're currently going through a situation right now where you feel like you're dating someone who, or you're in love with someone who is unavailable, you are meant to go through all this in order to find something within you, like to illuminate something within you, okay? And you have 2 very powerful cards here. You have the Magician as well as the Emperor upright. So I feel like, you know, whatever challenges that you have gone through, like in your romantic life, you were meant to go through it in order to get over it, all right? And it's not for naught. So it's not going to waste whatever experiences, whatever challenges you've been through. It's meant to illuminate something within you so that you can, you know, reclaim your power, your self-love, and so that you can be confident, right? We have the Emperor and the Magician together. So I see that all these life experiences are sort of honing your inner power, right? It's like refining and empowering yourself. And once you get to that level of self-acknowledgement and self-love, which is what the universe is doing, I feel like a very beautiful blessing is coming your way. Because part of this reading is having a card of guidance, and beautifully enough, we do have this card of guidance here called Wicked Wonders. So I feel like whatever so-called wicked, you know, that which are the challenges that you've been through in the past, whatever those might be, they are just like an introduction. They're sort of a way to introduce this beautiful blessing that is heading your way. And I feel like because the universe made you go through all these hoops, and jumps, so that you can truly appreciate this blessing that's coming your way. I feel like if you hadn't gone through it, you wouldn't know what a beautiful relationship you're going to have, right? That is to come, that's coming towards you. So my pile 3, I feel like for some of you guys, girls out there, you are kind of repeating this pattern here, because somewhere in your past life you might have lost someone who is very dear to you, right? So it's like the universe is making you go through this repetitive pattern again, so that you realize, so that you're sort of playing out this pining, this yearning, because you're still in the pain of that separation, right, from the past, right? And it's like your soul remembers that. So it's repeating itself again in this life. However, as soon as you overcome the challenges and you learn the lesson, is when it's like you embody the magician and the emperor together. And that's a very powerful combination for those of my pile 3 out there who understand tarot. It's like once you embody the magician and the emperor, like you take ownership of the sovereignty that is within you, and you love yourself, and you learn the lessons that you're meant to in this lifetime, you will have that blessing, as I was saying. And I feel like that blessing, as I was saying, will be the soul partner whom you were once separated with, all right? That is very highly possible for some of my pile 3, all right? So like I said earlier, all this is happening for a reason, okay? And your true attraction, your true desirable quality is actually how powerful you are. Okay, you're someone whom when you are in your power, you are unstoppable. And when I say that, I mean, you're someone who is unwavering in your beliefs, right? You're someone who is so self-aware that you know who you truly are, all right? And that you are in ownership, and you're in your own sovereign power. So, all right, once again, my pile 3, all this is happening to serve a purpose, and I see that you will become very confident, you'll be very much empowered and embodied in your sovereignty. All right, and when that comes around, and I see it happening already, it's like you're already past that shift, and once you're fully out of that shift, a very beautiful blessing is coming your way. And like I said earlier, I feel like there's some of my pile 3 where you truly have lost somebody in your past life, and you're repeating that pattern again, and you're repeating that so that you will be ready and prepared when you meet your forever partner. Okay, or the partner whom you were once sort of separated with. All right. So my pile 3, this is very beautiful reading. I feel so empowered, just like reading the story out for you. I feel like you've been through a lot, and you deserve someone whom that is truly, your forever partner. So I'm very excited to see what the universe has as a blessing for you. Okay, my pile 3, that is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Hi, my pile 4. Welcome to your reading. Okay, my pile 4, you are very attractive, all right? So let's get into the specifics of what makes you attractive here. So, I see that you're someone who is full of energy, all right? You're like the sunshine of the group. You're often very enthusiastic about life. It's like you're probably very extroverted, and you're often full of energy, right? And you're very bubbly, very happy personality, okay? The other thing, my pile 4, I see is that you're someone who, who go after what they desire, all right? And you have a few desires, right? I see that you really embody Venus. You have a very Venusian quality about you. So you appreciate beautiful things, you go after you enjoy good food, you like to enjoy life, right? It's like because you have this zest for life, and you appreciate the finer things in life, right? It's like you have an eye for beauty. And it really goes in well with how you portray yourself. And you're, obviously very beautiful, right? Or attractive. So the other thing I see, my pile 4, is that you are quite... you're quite the enchantress, all right? You have this siren here for one of your cards, and I feel like people are very much mesmerized by you. Like they may not understand the full your full personality at first glance, and maybe they don't have to, but you have this ability to charm them, right? So it might be your voice, your looks, but I feel like as the overall package, my pile 4, you give off that enchantress, vibe, and your suitors are like spellbound, right? The other thing I see, my pile 4, is that you're someone who really goes with the flow. Okay, most people have like a 5-year plan. They have step 1, 2, 3 in order to go about life. But I see that you're someone who just lets the wind. You let the wind take you wherever it might blow. And you don't really plan too far ahead, and it's this easygoing, not wanting to be too controlling of life. It's this bite that is very attractive, all right? That some of your suitors find very attractive, all right? And I feel like my pile 4, you have this ability to look at things from a very different perspective. It's like normally, there's this conventional view of how things should be, but you are... you have this higher perspective, like a broader view. And so it comes across as something very unconventional. And it might appear as eccentric to some people, but what I think is like quirky. Like you're kind of quirky and you see things differently from a different perspective. And it's not just a different perspective, it's like a broader perspective, right? So I feel like people are very drawn to that energy. Like I was mentioning earlier, like you go with the flow, right? So wherever the wind takes you, you go with it. And it's this very carefree energy that I feel like is the sort of the main factor of what makes you so desirable. Okay, so my pile 4, I also see that you're someone who is very comfortable with your sexuality, be it, you're male or female, because of that carefree nature. I feel like you might be someone who is open to different sort of like you don't fit into any one particular box, right? So when it comes to sexuality, for example, you might be someone who is open to trying different things, right? And I feel like that level of openness is what really draws people into you. I also, get this from my pile 4, that you're someone who's very comfortable in their body. In this day and age, we're all about, being okay with our body, etc. But I feel like you luxuriate in your body. It's like you you acknowledge the divine body, right? Your divine body, and it's like people can feel it, right? And because you're so confident in your own skin, right? It's like whatever you put on, it's gonna look good, right? Like I feel like you're someone, my pal 4, that you could put on anything, right? It could be a fashion disaster for someone else, but you're gonna put it on and it's going to just look great on you. You're just gonna pull it off, right? So I feel like you're someone who can pull, all kinds of fashion off because you're so comfortable in your body, right? So I was talking about sexuality earlier, but I feel like you don't have this conventional notion of sexuality. And I don't mean that in like a twisted way. I mean that because you're so comfortable in your sexuality, like you give off this goddess or God vibe. Like, you could be, I don't want to be I want to be gender neutral here, but it's like you give off that divine vibe, right? Where you really honor your sexuality, right? And in so doing, you make people or, your gender preference very comfortable with themselves too. All right, because you're non-judgmental. All right, so you're definitely you have high sex appeal. All right, my pal 4, and as I was mentioning earlier, like you're very enchanting. I feel like for my pal 4, you might have a very soothing voice. Okay, I'm not sure if anyone has told you that, but you have a way with words, right? So it might be like the frequency of your voice or, the way you talk or sort of a little facial expression that comes with it. But I feel like it's your voice, right? There's something really sexy about my pal 4's voice, all right? And, we humans have the 5 senses, well, 6 senses, right? And hearing is one of them, right? And so I feel like my pal 4, your voice has this like magnetic quality about it, right? That really draws people in. It's like you put spells in people just by talking, right? Okay, I'm exaggerating a little here, but you get my point, all right, pal 4? All right, the other thing I see my pal 4 is that you're very accepting, okay? So earlier I was saying you're very carefree and you have this higher perspective, right, of things in general. And I feel like this nature of yours like extends towards other people. It doesn't just extend towards you. It's like because you're so open to trying new things, you're also very open to various kinds of people. It's like you accept others for who they are. Like certain people out there, right, might have certain misgivings or judgments, but you're not someone like that at all. You're the complete opposite. It's like you acknowledge that, certain people might have their differences, but you're very accepting. So it's not like you're turning a blind eye. It's like you see it, but you embrace them for their differences, right? So I feel like that makes you very approachable, right? And I feel like a lot of your friends recognize this quality in you as well, not just your potential romantic partners. Because you're so carefree and bubbly and accepting, I feel like people look up to you in that way and they want to be like that. So in a way, you're sort of like a role model as well, all right, my pal 4. So yes, I really love this non-judgmental part of you, my pal 4. You're very accepting to all kinds of people, right? So I feel like you're someone who you don't have a particular type necessarily because you're so open to what life brings to you, to what life bestows you with, that you probably don't have any particular type of, romantic partner stereotype, right? So, yeah, you're very open and stay open, all right? So I feel like okay, so let's get to your oracle cards here for the advice. I feel like my pile four. Okay, so you got black swan and killer instincts here. So I feel like sometimes you have this tendency where there's a certain drama in your life. I feel like you might be someone, my pile four, who has more drama in your lives compared to other people. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because your life is very colorful, all right? I think that is very clear. Your life is very colorful, it's very fun, it's very bubbly, but sometimes, right? The flip side of that life, of this very colorful life, is that sometimes there are drama, right? There's drama. It's not always peace and calm waters with you, right? So you get this drama, and I feel like sometimes that drama that is happening in your external life is a result of the drama that's happening inside of you, okay? My pile four. But I need you to realize that it is part of the package because you have such a colorful personality. You know, you're just bursting with all kinds of colors here. And so this drama that you invite into your life sometimes, it's like, well, it's inevitable, right? But I also want to say that that drama that is in your life sometimes is also the drama that is happening within you, okay? And that once you recognize, once you become self-aware enough to acknowledge that there's certain, psyche, misalignment that is creating this drama, it will naturally resolve itself. Okay, so I just want to bring that to your attention. I also have this other advice here is that my pile four, you are a heartbreaker. All right, you have this killer instinct card, and I'm going to interpret this myself, and I feel like what I'm getting here is that you have a tendency to break hearts, because you are a very attractive person, my pile four. You have this you have to reject people. You can't accept everybody, right? So I feel like if you're not already letting them down gently, you might want to consider that because it's like flies to honey, right? You have a lot of flies coming towards your honey, all right? And you can't just swat them away. You gotta be a little gentle towards the flies. So I feel like, it's something to consider, all right, as a form of guidance, like sort of gently let them down, okay? My pile four. I also have this other message I'm getting for my pile four that you will soon have to make a decision. All right, I feel like there will be a black swan event coming into your life soon, my pile four. A black swan event is a once in a lifetime event. All right, I feel like my pile four, you're going to have a black swan event, and I feel like this is an event whereby you have to make a decision. All right, you have to make a decision about, and I feel like it's got to do with a romantic relationship. And it's going to vary because this is a general reading, but I feel like you have to make a decision. And this doesn't happen all the time. It's like you have to make this decision regarding your romantic relationship, all right? Whether to be with someone or not be with someone. And this doesn't happen very often. And I feel like the advice is to really listen to your guts here. All right, my pile four. Okay, my pile four, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And if you do, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in.